as the world and the United States prepares for tomorrow, 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time, when President Trump will arrive at the courthouse in Manhattan and be formally arraigned. A lot of talk today that the judge may issue a gag order right from the bench even tomorrow after President Trump is arraigned that would prevent the president, not us, but President Trump, a presidential candidate, from talking about the case.
Yeah, and that would really restrict free speech in an unprecedented way. These gag orders, let me explain what that means. A judge would say, President Trump, here are the direction that we're giving as far as your ability to discuss this. You can't bring the court in disrepute. You can't make threats. You can't discuss the evidence, so on and so forth. Well, number one, the Supreme Court of the United States has said those are presumed to be unconstitutional. We've dealt with what's called a prior restraint. A prior restraint being before you even speak, you're told you can't. We've had about a half dozen of those cases at the Supreme Court. We've won all of them. I think the closest case it ever was 8-1. So it's not like these are close cases. But in the judicial system, it's interesting. There's a conflict within the circuit courts, but this is in a state court. And New York has said you have to have a compelling, substantial, real harm that would have to be pronounced before you can even consider the validity of these. You're dealing with political speech that gets some of the highest rung of constitutional protection that exists when you're dealing with political speech. You're dealing with a candidate for public office. Forget the fact that it was a prior president. He's a candidate for public office, leading candidate of the Republican Party right now. And when you put all of that together, the idea that the court can come in and silence a viewpoint, this kind of prior restraint, I think the courts, the higher courts, the appellate courts would say are unconstitutional, void, and of no effect, because there's a lot of other mitigating factors you could do before you'd have to reach that kind of extreme measure of silencing free speech.
This could provide an opportunity for the ACLJ to ultimately take action here to protect free speech.
Well, look, if they issue a gag order that violates the First Amendment, we have to. I mean, that's the core of what we do is the protection of free speech. It would have to be in an appellate court. That's usually where these kind of briefs can be filed. If it goes in that realm, a little bit of speculation right now, but obviously that's all. That's mostly what's being discussed on air. And by the way, and Logan will know this, the media organizations would file suit against that as well.
Yeah, you'd hope so. We'll see.
So we want you to sign our petition against political prosecutions. Go to aclj.org. We know something about those. Sign it today. Get Congress to act.